Right fellas, we're back. Just gonna put out a quick video, quick video because get asked some questions, and in the past I get like lots of questions over different videos, and then amongst the other comments and stuff they seem to get just lost, and so that's when I come out with the idea of saying, look, let's have a questions and answer video. And then in that video I'll probably get asked 2 questions, which isn't enough to make a video, and so it goes and falls by the wayside. So I'm changing the way I'm sorting the questions out. So as I get asked questions on any video, I'm going to have a page open on the computer to copy and paste the questions, and then I could just print them off and then do questions and answer video. So before we start the new regime of the questions, we're going to just try and clear a few up. So I'm going to stick you on here on the old tripod. It's the first time I've got the new camera on the tripod, so I don't know what it's going to be like. Let's just check where we are. Oh, that's alright. So to start with, the beer that the unnamed IPA. A lot of people have been asking about the has it mellowed? Is the bitterness? Do you think the bitterness is going to mellow? I don't think so. And a lot of people left comments saying about pith, and you know, don't put the pith in, and try using a vegetable peeler just to get the zest off, and try that. That's what I did, and there wasn't a hell of a lot of pith went into it. In fact, I actually went through the bits that were coming off, and if it had a decent amount of pith on it, I didn't use it. But the oils that are in the zest will contribute a lot of bitterness, and adding it in the temperature that I did, it's really extracted it. So let's run through a few. Oh, and I haven't been able to dive in. It's been like another week, and I haven't been able to dive in because I'm on call. This is my last night. I just so damn want to just do it, but I cannot. So questions. Let's run through the questions, and then we can try and get at least up to date a little bit. And then any new questions will go into this, and then every now and then, bang out a questions and answer video. This question was from the unnamed IPA final thoughts, final tasting video, so the last in the series for the unnamed IPA. Chris Hamblin asks, how many IBUs would you estimate it to be? It's not in here. God damn it! So I'll put it down here. I think it was like 50 IBUs, something like that, 60 IBUs. It should be down here now. Beer Monster asks, what efficiency are you getting on average on your system, Tom? So on average, I looked over the last couple of brews I was getting, and after inputting the numbers back in, it's giving me an efficiency of around 60 to 66% efficiency. Mr. Despizim asks, would you maybe add some sweetness back into it? So he's on about the unnamed IPA over here. Considering your kegging, just thinking if you add some sweetness back, it would knock the harshness of it. Shouldn't be a problem to mix in some sugar or honey or something if you're keeping it cold, or you could try killing off the yeast and then adding some sort of sweetener. Just an idea. I think you gotta just cut your losses with it. I'm cutting my losses with this. I ain't doing no more to it. As regards to adding sugar and whatnot to it, I wouldn't go through the hassle of doing that, because I'll just chug my way through that and get it sort of down the neck and forget about it and move on to the next one. Going back to the dry hop and toasted coconut time. Dry hop and toasted coconut time, coconut shy IPA video. Sean Bond asks, couldn't find you on Twitter, but I asked Idle Valley Harry, do you just chuck the coconut into the fermenter or steep it in vodka first? Cheers for any advice. Right, there was no steeping in vodka, it just went straight out the bag and into secondary. Now, it shouldn't be as much of a problem doing things like that if you have treated your water properly from the beginning, and so you've maintained the correct pH for getting into sort of the fermenter and whatnot, and that pH level should then assist in you being able to chuck fruit in it and zest in it and coconut and things like that to beers, and sort of limit the foothold that bacteria can get in there because the pH is correct. So that brings me on to a question that I didn't get written down in here, but they said about water chemistry. They said, what's your thoughts on water chemistry? It's something that I'm going to be looking into here, as well as all the other things I've got to do. But getting the correct pH. In fact, I've not had the water tested here. So that's going to change in a couple of weeks. But I'm not going to say any more about that. There's some epic videos coming up. There's going to be some epic videos coming up in a couple of weeks' time. My God, is there? What's the question? So I didn't do it here because the wort was brought back from Ardle Valley and all the treatment had been put in. The treatment in the mash and the treatment in the hot liquor tank. Matt KH Grinder Boy Bosworth asks, I took the easy way out and bought a grain father. Looking forward to bursting my all grain cherry. Is the Shy PA a regular at Ardle Valley Tap, Tom? I feel a road trip coming on. Funnily enough, Harry messaged me the other day and he was on about doing another coconut Shy PA, but on the big system that is just built. So stay tuned for that one, and when it does happen, my God, it's going to be in the tap. I should imagine he's going to ship it around. There was talks of bottling some at some point. Who knows? Watch this space. Going back to the video of the unnamed IPA, 60 gram dry up Cascade in Columbus for the unnamed IPA was the video. Dean Hallisey asks, sorry Tom, this isn't relevant. This isn't related to the video. I was just wondering if you bypassed the thermostat in the fridge in order to crash, chill, or cold crash. There are two things that are keeping check of the temperature in the fridge. There's the STC 1000 and the fridge's own thermostat, which is built in. I haven't bypassed the thermostat, I haven't removed it, it's still running. And I ran into a problem with this, I think it was on the old fridge, where I was trying to crash chill. I was thinking the fridge is shagged, the fridge is absolutely knackered. It won't get past like 8 degrees or something like that. And I was like, it's shagged, the fridge is shagged. It just won't chill, something's gone wrong with it. And then someone left a comment saying, maybe it's the thermostat in the fridge. And I turned it all the way down, the thermostat, turned it all the way down to the coldest setting it would go at. Hey presto, we had cold crashing. So what I do now is, to cut a long story long, is the thermostat that's on the fridge, the set-in temperature that's inside the fridge on the little knob, I set it to the coldest, the very, very, very coldest. So you could, if there was a freezing setting, you could set it to the freezing setting. It just allows that temperature to drop. Because what was happening before, the STC was turning the fridge on, it was getting to like whatever the fridge was set at, 8 degrees, and then the fridge was cutting off because the thermostat was taking over on the fridge. It wasn't allowing the STC to do its job. Here's a good question, and this is probably where people are going to like to throw their 2 penneth in the comment section below. Christopher Castillo asks, on the 60 gram dry up Cascade in Columbus for the unnamed IPA video, I dry up my latest IPA with 170 grams of a combination of Citra, Mosaic and Amarillo. Although the keg has been pouring murky, the hop aroma is explosive. I only comment because I read a comment from a pro brewer that home brewers aren't hopping their IPAs enough. Cheers from the US of A. And I left a comment underneath which was, we're not dry upping the IPAs enough. I thought, oh, why is that? And it's obvious to me, and this is where people are going to chime in below. It could be down to what we're used to in the UK for the UK taste. Could be a whole number of things, but the thing that I first come into my mind was, well, hops are expensive. If you get like 100 grams of whatever, you're almost reluctant to use that full 100 grams in one beer. And so we tend to eke them out, is what my thinking was. And say you're having like, I don't know, say you're having a dry up of 170 grams like he said. That 170 grams is just for the dry upping, so you're going to be adding hops during the boil as well. So you're going to be eating through like 250 grams of hops. So I think that's why the homebrewers here tend to, and anywhere else I guess, tend to not dry hop enough, and I think I'm going to just bite the bullet. I'm going to do a really juicy IPA and just absolutely hop the shit out of it. Let's chuck something stupid like 300 grams in one beer, see what happens. But comment below on that one and let me know what you think. Let other people know what you think. This comment's from the unnamed IPA using fresh grapefruit zest, full brew day. John B asks, "Hi Tom, any reason why you don't use the Herms coil in the HLT to cool the wort also? I'm about to add one to my HLT, thinking half the benefit will be wasting a lot less water to chill than using a standard immersion chiller. A few bags of ice in some cold water, chill through the coil, then use the resulting heated water in the HLT to clean everything afterwards." So he's saying using the HLT full of cold water with ice in it and then passing the wort through the coil. Never tried it. The thing that I have been doing recently on the last couple of brews though is sanitizing the pump and everything after the boil. So after the boil's done, everything that the beer touches on the way out to the boil pot is sanitized, the tubes and the pump and into the fermenter. So I'd have to find a way of like pushing sanitizer through the coil, making sure it's super clean, possibly a source of infection, doing it like that if you don't get it like super clean. It also won't have got to like boiling temperatures in the HLT, which could lead to bacteria and nasties sort of not being killed in the coil. To me, I'd say you'd have to get that thing really ice cold for it to be effective. And I can only think that the water inside would warm up too quickly, and then you're losing your heat transfer. So you're just not taking any warmth out, or little warmth out before it comes out. I don't know. I've not tried it, so I don't know. But they're just my thoughts on it. The last question: kegging the Hops of Revival IPA Barefoot Edition video. Basic Stoke Dave asks, "Hello mate, thanks for the video. Just want to ask, once you put it in the keg and purge out the oxygen, so we don't know about beer, do you leave it to stand for 3 weeks, or do you introduce CO2 to carb it up for 3 weeks? So what I do is put the beer in the keg, purge it of oxygen, I leave it attached to the keg under carbon pressures, back into the fridge, and then I leave it at about 20 psi. I'm in no rush to sort of get through them. I like to leave them now at least 3 weeks before I start drinking them properly. So 20 psi is plenty of enough time without agitating it to get you up to carbonation. Depending on how much carbonation you want in there, I like sort of very little, and that's it. I've got a dry throat. So just a quick video, hopefully, just answering a few questions that sort of jumped out that were in my mind. I don't think I've missed anything. If I have, leave it in the comments below. So like I say, any questions now that's going to be left, I'm going to compile one of these, just leave one of these pages open on the old Mac, and as soon as it comes in, copy and paste it, and then as they sort of pile up, I can then have some fresh questions and do the questions video. This thing, friggin' hell, people are jumping on the page now, which is good for the Flask Gordon exchange. As soon as I've got something worthy going in it, it's going to be shipped out. But yeah, if you haven't already, head over to Facebook, search for the Flask Gordon UK Flask, what is it, the Flask Gordon exchange or something like that. I don't know, I'll link it in the video below. Head over there, like the page, and when we get it rolling again, you'll be on there. You can message and get it sent to you. So as always guys, don't forget to thumbs the video because you just know what I do. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a little red button down here that says subscribe. Click it, you won't miss out what's coming next. Share the video, get it out there for all to see, and until next time, I'm out of here.